Good morning. Aero chip truck just driving by. If it wasn't for Highway 5A, this would be a beautiful, peaceful lake. Actually, it's beautiful and peaceful too, even with the highway there. Hey, there's some little fishies swimming around there. I see like a little school. I doubt you guys can see. I mean, you maybe saw the ripple that one just caused, but there's little fish swimming around. Just at the rest area here on 5A, southbound, headed towards Princeton. Pulled over here, checked the load. Wow, what a beautiful place. Love this highway. I wonder where that trail goes. What I want to do is see where that trail goes. Now, if we were doing this full time as RVing, we could fully explore this trail. I bet there's a geocache down here. I bet you there is. I wonder if the trail goes all the way around the lake. It might. It might. Oh, this is obviously animal trail. You can see where the deer and moose have gone into the lake to get some water. Got an animal trail. Nice. Nice. Anyhow, I don't have time to lollygag. We're headed to Grand Forks. I'm going to show you guys a clip here as soon as I jump in the truck of us unloading and reloading. And no, you're not crazy. I delivered and picked up at the same place. And the funny part is, I picked up, so the stuff that's wrapped is 2x4s. The stuff that's naked is 1x4s. Any guess what I delivered to the spot I picked this up at? 1x4s. Rough cut 1x4s. I literally delivered exactly this, except the stuff I delivered was 16 feet long. This is all cut in half and is 8 feet long. So I delivered 16-foot 1x4s and picked up a whole bunch of 1x4s, 8 feet long, half the length, but literally the same stuff. Those 1x4s we picked up last week in Castlegar and delivered all the way to Merritt. Now I'm going back towards Castlegar, not all the way, but all the way to Grand Forks and delivering these there. It seems a bit backwards, but I just get paid to drive. I'm like, okay, I guess that's a thing we're doing now. But here's a clip of us unloading and then reloading. Coming. There is a logging truck coming. He is turning off. It's pulling into the rest area. Alright, so yeah, Merritt is behind us. We just took 5A out of Merritt, and we're just continuing south. Every now and then we turn east into the sun. Some clouds building that way. So yeah, it's pretty rare that we deliver a load and then pick up a load at the same place. Just not a thing that happens. Bunch of small little, tiny, beautiful little lakes along this highway. Definitely a goat trail here where we're carving corners left and right and up and down, and but I really had two options. I could take Merritt through Kelowna, 33 south to Rock Creek and then toward Grand Forks, or just stay on 5A all the way from Merritt to Princeton, and then take Highway 3 all the way to Grand Forks. Like, I'll go this way. Beautiful scenery instead of a big city to deal with all the traffic. Yeah, I'll take the beautiful scenery, small narrow two-lane highways over city bumper-to-bumper traffic. Yep, I know it's a really hard choice to make. It's a difficult choice. And this one's about 20 kilometers shorter. That's only what, 12 miles? 12 miles, this route's 12 miles shorter. Time-wise, they're about equal. Hoping to deliver this today. See how it goes. The boss is talking to the shop. For those of you who are wondering an update, I don't have one. I don't have an update, but the boss has been talking to the shop to see what the next step is. Who knows? Maybe you guys are right. I just need a new truck. Let's blow this one up. No, no, no. Let's not do that. Bad thoughts. Is half empty, but it's still beautiful green lake, turquoise. It's kind of the level that the lake's been sitting all summer long, all year. Actually, it's probably a couple of feet lower than it was in spring. Makes sense. It's probably about 2 feet lower than in spring. The lake used to come up right to the highway. It was high water line was way up here. I don't know if that's because they're getting less rain or all these houses are pulling water out of the lake for household use. All the beautiful green lawns all need to be watered, right? So is that water coming out of the lake? Because if that's the case, it's kind of sad taking a beautiful place like this, going, tourist trap, let's everybody build a house here, and then drain the beautiful reason why you came here. But it'd be about right for what human nature does, isn't it? That seems to be what we do. It's like, let's settle over here. This is paradise. And then we tear down paradise and put up apartment buildings and paved parking lots. Dirt bike track does not look like it gets used a lot. definitely not a high speed limit highway. I mean, it's 80 kilometers an hour here, but it's pretty rare that I get up to 80 kilometers an hour. You gotta keep slowing down for all the corners. Avalanche area. Yeah, we're going to be getting into rockfall season here pretty quick. It was pretty cool last night. I think 9 degrees Celsius. It's 12.5 now. As soon as we get freezing temperatures with some moisture, rockfall season starts. I bet you guys didn't know there's a rockfall season. It's actually 2 rockfall seasons, spring and fall. So every spring we get a lot of rockfall, and every fall we get a lot of rockfall. During the winter and during the summer, you don't have to really worry about it. The reason for that is you got millions of little jackhammers that are working on the rocks. Every little crack on the rock. Well, let's just go back to basic science. We all know when you take a bottle of water and freeze it in the freezer, the cap is going to blow off because, or it's going to be the bottle's going to be very deformed due to the ice expanding as it freezes. So imagine a little bit of rainfall during the day. All that water seeps into every little crack in all those rocks up there. Every little crack gets water seeping in it. And then overnight, that water freezes and all of a sudden expands double the size, jackhammering that crack, just putting tremendous pressure on every single crack. And a lot of the rocks go, yep, that's all I needed. Let's go for a ride down the mountain. And in the spring, same thing. As the snow is thawing out, the snow melt goes between every crack during the day as it's melting. Oh, what a beautiful lake. And then overnight it freezes and then jackhammers all those rocks down. So we're going to be coming up on that pretty quick here. Bet you will have frost warnings and snow warnings coming here within weeks. I'll be off the throttle for you, sir. So make it easy for people to pass. my GPS says we'll arrive at 1:35. But we do have this slow section here. The Richter Pass, Anarchist, and E-Holt. Sorry guys, not very talkative. My brain is deep diving end of life stuff with my brother-in-law. That's where my brain is. I try not to bring it up, but if you're wondering why I'm quiet this week, I get sidetracked and I'm just thinking through things that we have to all get done. I guess not end of life, past the end of life. Figuring it out. Fortunately, my brother-in-law's spouse doesn't have driver's license, so I think we're going to drive down there and assist them. So perhaps in an upcoming week or two, you might get a video of us driving down to Oregon in our pickup. We'll see. We'll see how things go. We're just barely starting to get into the nitty-gritty of things that need to get done. When I say we, I mean Jess and family, and yeah. There's a bunch of ducks down there. So cute. Got 12 kilometers to go till Princeton, and then we take Highway 3 east. I was thinking of taking the old highway, but if I do that, that'll delay us more, and that'll probably be the thing that prevents me from delivering today. I'm like, if I had another hour, even half an hour, an extra half hour, I think I'd take the old highway. Empty flat deck coming up. Missoula Lake. So many lakes that you have to check out. Bobtailing up, huh? Don't see that very often. Valley opens right up over here. Truck going up copper to the mine. School rodeo.
Loaded on copper, 3 up.
He mumbles so much I can't hear what number he's at. Something up copper, straight up. I don't know what that means. So where's the mile marker, kilometer marker? I thought the clouds were building, but I think the clouds are melting away. Going from a cloudy day down here to a sunny day. Welcome to the Similkameen Valley. interrupt copper. I think the lesson there is hold in the mic key just a little longer before you start talking.
Left on Ridge Street, then take the first left.
So we're gonna cross the... Ooh! Oh, he was going for it and didn't see me there. Oh, that was scary. That was scary. Tulameen River? Yeah, here's the Tulameen River. We're going to cross the Tulameen River and then immediately after the Snilkameen River as soon as we're on Highway 3. So that's the Tulameen River.
Turn left at the traffic light, then take the first left.
Man, that road's got some pretty big potholes around the red light sensors. Go wide enough not to take a bumper off of these cars.
Load on copper, 5 up.
There we go. Rawr, copper, 5 up. Speak up, buddy. Enunciate. All right, once again, take it nice and wide so I don't take out a motorcycle.
Continue on Highway 3.
Bikes look comfortable. And here's the Snilkameen River. Pretty darn shallow. Stop at that Cal Tire every now and then. Sometimes just for a retorque, sometimes for some new tires. This Cal Tire and the one in Grand Forks is the most usual place I get retorques. Poor guys, I buy a lot less tires than I retorque at those locations because they're just at such a convenient place to pull in and get a retorque compared to some other places. If I get tires redone at home in Penticton, if I'm headed this way, the retorque here. If I'm headed the other way, a retorque in Grand Forks. Last week I got tires done in Vernon, but often I get them done in Penticton too, right? So. like people have got their wood ovens starting up. It's starting to get cold enough to get a little heat going in the houses. It's a beautiful morning. It's up to 16 degrees Celsius now, so it is warming up. There's an RV in there. That's definitely what do you call it when you just freeload on Crown land? Oh man, the word's right there on the tip of my tongue. Squatters. Right, squatter rights. There are people that have parked in places long enough that they have squatter rights. I've seen places parked, RVs parked in places like that. Like that was a trailer that's parked there. They intend to live on that RV, be a squatter in that RV this whole winter. You can see they're set up for that. I forget how long, if you park in a place for how long before you get squatter rights. I know a law comes around and moves people around, but if you parked an RV in the middle of a forest somewhere, chances of having natural resources catch you up there before you get squatter rights is pretty unlikely. The river's pretty darn shallow, but it's still beautiful. Too shallow to go kayaking down. Still irrigating their grass over here. It's pretty short. I don't think they've had their third cutting in already, so I'm not sure. Are they going to try and attempt half a cutting, a fourth half a cutting? It's been a very dry year, so the price of hay is probably going to go way up. So if you can get half a cutting and only get a couple bales off of that, that's probably still going to be worth a lot of money. This little pull-out right over here. So here, this kind of middle of nowhere, right? Princeton is kind of behind us. What, 10 minutes behind us, give or take? Headley still quite a bit away. I pulled over and got ready to sleep at that pull-out there. And a car drove by, did a U-turn, came back and parked beside me. Passenger got out, hopped up on my window on the passenger side, and offered me her escort services. Like, apparently, lot lizards make house calls now. They look for you out on the middle of nowhere. Like, luckily that's not a big problem here. I know there are horror stories, especially some truck stops in the US. It's pretty rare that I get asked for a good time. Really, it's happened to me twice in the last 8 years. I can only think of twice. One over here, and then the other one was the male prostitute ring up by or down by Abbotsford, the rest area at Abbotsford, the pickle park there. We called it Pickle Park. I didn't know that until after. It was like, you'll never guess what happened to me. I'm like, oh, got it. Like, that explains all the minivans coming and going all night long. Well, starting to signal over here because he's going to pull into the Princeton Wood Preservers mill over here. They make fence posts here. Picked up fence posts from them quite often. So I'm ready to slow down. There we are. I'm like, will he be out of the way by the time I get around the corner? Not quite sure. Almost. Perfect. I'm going to slow down a little bit. He's going to pick up wood chips I get left over from for those fence posts. But I appreciate him signaling before he made it around that corner. He looked in his mirror and go, yep, there's a big rig way back there. I'm going to start signaling early. And that was perfect. It just like sets me up for success. This corner here, Bromley Rock. Popular place to go camping during the summer. I personally wouldn't like to because it's right on the highway. Honestly, I'd sleep fine. I'm a big rig driver. Like, I can sleep next to a train track, I can sleep next to a highway. But during the day when you're just trying to relax and peaceful, I don't like to hear any cars. Just silence and birds and fish and insects and mosquitoes biting me. Ah, mosquitoes biting me! Bromley Rock Provincial Park. So it's a provincial park, so you do have to pay to camp. Last time I was talking about the RV and buying a winch, my numbers were way off. Basically a 15,000 pound winch would do the trick for the RV, so I'm going to order a 20,000 pound winch, and that's about $1,500 for a winch. I want the nylon rope instead of the metal cable. And then I want to build a mount for that winch to go into the hidden hitch. I've got all these plans for the RV. Get a hidden hitch on the front. I also want to build a moose bumper for the RV. If I ever hit a deer in the RV, I want the deer to bounce off the front, not right off the RV. In that moose bumper, it won't be a moose bumper, but it won't be quite that heavy duty. Because if I hit a moose, the RV's gonna be written off either way. Although the heavier, bigger the bumper, the more likely I survive hitting a moose. We'll figure it out. One little step at a time. But have a hidden hitch on the front and the back for a winch to go in. Because I was just thinking the provincial park, there's a lot of provincial recreation areas that are free camping, but some of them are pretty sketchy to get in, and if all of a sudden I get myself the RV into a spot that's a little bit trickier than I thought it was, I can winch myself back out and get back down and out. I've heard too many horror stories of people bringing their RVs into the middle of nowhere and then just dying there because they couldn't get back out. Like with a winch, I could work my way out. Found one winch on the weekend. I have to do more research. If there's any off-roaders out there that can recommend a 20,000 pound winch, a high quality one, let me know. I found one on Amazon. I researched it. You can power on the winch for 45 seconds. So you can apply power to the winch for 45 seconds, and then you must let it cool down for 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, no. What's the point of this thing if you can run it for 45 seconds and then you need to let it cool off for 15 minutes? Why does this thing even exist? What's the point to this? Somebody did a review of it. First time using winch, burnt out. It's like, yeah, because you didn't follow the instructions. You didn't winch for 45 seconds and then stop for 15 minutes. It's like, that's dumb. That's the dumbest winch I've ever seen. I need something high quality. I know Matt's Off-Road uses Badlands winch, but I couldn't find where to buy one here in Canada. I might have to go to the US to buy one of those, and then import fees and all of that fun stuff. But if it has to be, it has to be. Maybe some of you guys have some good advice for where to buy one. And if I intend to never or rarely use it, should I get like some kind of cover to go over top of it? Should find an off-roading community and get their advice. Up on Headley. Looks like there's a little more clouds down this way. Cars behind us. If that pullout is empty right before Headley, I'll pull in and let them by. If it's not empty, then I'll use the pullout after Headley to let them by. It's empty. Hammer down. this is new. Smoke, tobacco, and chew. Cheap. Headley. If you guys want to see the foundations to the old, like I can see them looking out my window, the old foundry and stuff. I guess maybe separation for with gold and all the sleuths and everything. Make a hard left right over here to the Colonial Inn, right down this little road here. Go down there. You can see the foundations of all of the old gold mining stuff. Maybe next time we bring the RV through here, we'll do that. Bring you guys along with us. Driving up that road on the left-hand side. I want to bring the RV over that road again. This time I want to start in Penticton and work all the way up and over and come exit over here. Come back down the hill on this side. Future video plans. Come over, start in Penticton, come up and over Nickel Plate Mine Highway, or road. It's no highway, it's narrow single track road. Come down over here and then take Highway 3 just north of Headley, and then take the old highway all the way to Princeton. From Princeton go all the way up to Tulameen and work your way that way up to Merritt, and then take the old Highway 5A from Merritt to Kamloops. Just keep working back roads like that and work our way north. Could do weeks of videos on a simple trip like that. I think this is a good spot to call a video here. Oh man, RV man, pull over. At least this one's gonna pull over. Good job. Now it's just the one that they have to pass. If you can have a long lineup behind you, just pull over. Today I'm also one of the slow ones, so today I'm gonna be pulling over for people. But yes, I was going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This Milkameen Valley is always beautiful. For now, we're going to call it. Let's do this again soon. Catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Hey, there's a coyote in the field. It's probably too far away for you guys, but that's a pretty big coyote. Looks like a fairly healthy coyote. That was neat. Don't get to see those very often. But thank you for your support. Appreciate you guys. And like I said on the last one, if you guys want to support, help fund with cremation and stuff like that, the ceremony stuff for my brother-in-law, to send me a coffee donation and say, this is for your brother-in-law, or this is for Cam. Or this is for Jess's brother. If anyone does that, that money will all go directly to his surviving spouse. So thank you. Appreciate you guys. I am out of here. You guys absolutely rock.